Hey guys, and welcome to a cast of salt number 37, my first cast of the year.
Oh shit, it's
I
been
have
that long,
not been casting for a little while now.
You're like the leader of this fucking thing.
And
I'll be like, nope. Guys on your own.
Delegation, mate.
With you today, to my left, you have Adam.
Hello.
And to my right, Ryan.
Hello.
Got your name there for a second. I'm sorry. Just a very quick intro to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoy our content. Usual reminder, please, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. But you have other means of listening. You can check out on SoundCloud, iTunes,
Rate us on iTunes.
and any other
Please
podcasty means. Jump onto our Discord. We have all the conversations on there, all the memes, all the D&Ding, all the stuff.
Yeah. There's lots of good stuff on that.
Yeah.
We basically moved all of our stuff from Facebook over to
we don't have any other form of any sort of
everything is
group
through
chats
D&D
going on.
stuff. So it's
just
really good.
All through Discord now.
Check that shit out.
All the links will be in the description, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
And please feel free to share with some of your friends. The more people that we have on this, the better it is. The more enjoyable content we can bring out. The more feedback you guys can give us. Cool. So let's get straight into this, baby. Adam, anything of note worth mentioning over the last couple of weeks?
I've been doing heaps. I kind of had to think about it, and I was like, man, you just realize how much you have done. Because I've been playing. A couple of weeks ago, I bought Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Oh yeah,
It's so much fun. We're definitely going to play it for the channel. Maybe we'll do something soon on it. It's such a good game. It's like I'm not a massive I'm very particular about fighting games because some I'm okay at. Like I'm reasonable at like stuff like Dead or Alive and other bits and pieces. Stuff like Marvel vs. Capcom, stuff like Street Fighter. I'm bad.
Yeah.
I'm so bad. And so I was like, I love Dragon Ball Z, so I really wanted to play it, but I was a bit apprehensive. I was like, oh, maybe I won't be any good at it. I mean, I have to practice a lot to be any good at it. It's super fun. It's really good for like casual gameplay. Like you can button mash with friends and have an absolute blast. And then you can totally face people online with actual technique and skill to play the game. So you can enjoy it as a competitive and a casual play. It's like super fun, and it's got the animation is so beautiful. It's so cool.
It kind of makes me think of the Naruto ones. Some of the Naruto ones, like super simple controls. But there's still a lot of technique behind it, and it just looks good.
It's an awesome game.
Does it have any OP characters? Because again, going back to the Naruto ones, you have like QB form Naruto that just wrecks everyone.
Yeah. So at the moment, I've been looking up a lot of the tier listings and stuff, and seeing on the rankings pages on what characters statistically get the highest amount of
wins,
inclusions in their teams.
Yeah.
For the high ranked players, Goku Black is number one.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I tried playing him, and he's got some weird timings and stuff that I just don't really. I mean, I have to practice, but when you play him, you can fucking unleash hell.
Yeah.
I've seen the computer play against me with Goku Black, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like that's not even another player. It's just like a mid-level AI. So, the character I really wanted to get into was Teen Gohan, and he's been rated the worst character in the game. Fuck. His ultimate's so cool though. It's the father-son command, and it's like fucking amazing. Yeah. It's awesome. And another one of my favorites is the Ultimate Gohan. Yeah. He's pretty top tier. He's a good player. Cool. And Kid Buu as well.
Kid Buu would be fun.
Kid Buu like looks really weird, and then like he has these weird attacks, and then he can just like fly around the stage. Like this weird shit. Like I think he's good because he's so unpredictable, and like what the fuck is going on? I don't even know.
How do I counter this shit?
You can do shit like Marvel vs. Capcom-esque stuff where you can just basically fill your entire screen with just laser beams.
Lights.
And just like what
all the lights.
And like you being attacked by that, you're like, I don't even know what direction I need to move in because it's just fucking everywhere. But yeah, it's a very fun game. I've been playing Monster Hunter as well. That game is fucking awesome. Ben has also been playing that as well. It's so good. It's a good game to play with friends. I've got a group I've been playing with. Yeah. But also I play a lot of the story missions for myself for the first time by myself. Yeah. It's just fun. So fun. It's just a really good RPG if you like that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also did a obstacle course race as well yesterday.
Oh,
which
yeah.
we've got
Like a physical.
a physical thing.
We
I
did
went
physical
out.
activity.
I went out and ran 5K. Well, ran 5K. You could walk most of it, but did like if you've everyone seen the show Wipeout, kind of like that. It was pretty insane. So I've got all this footage, and that's going to be coming out in some form or another pretty soon. It looks fucking.
I am keen to see it.
It was so good.
I am very keen.
It was the most fun I've had like out doing something physical in a while. Like it's just insane fun. But yeah.
Hopefully, it'll like an annual thing.
Hopefully, they're doing it again. Like, it looked like they kept saying that it was going to be their last one, and I was like, oh, that's kind of sad.
No.
But they had like 10,000 people rock up. They sold out all their tickets, and it was like, so
why would you not do it again?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right,
But
all good.
it's a lot of fun.
Maybe it's like those singers that like retire and then 5 years later they have another concert.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's their final concert ever.
John Farnham.
Yeah, it's John Farnham.
Every time it's their final concert. ever.
I love how we both immediately
John
went to the
Farnham.
same person. We're like, it has to be Australian legend John Farnham just won't quit.
Does not want to retire. I feel like it's other people pressuring him. So it's like, dude, just stop now. Okay. I'm back, bitches. All right. Ryan, anything of note from your perspective?
A couple of things. So, I mean, I've been playing San Andreas, and that was what I'd sort of been doing since last time as well. Classic game. I'm sort of getting towards the end of that, so that's pretty cool. Hoping to 100% that, which is...
Have you ever 100% of that game before?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's a lot of effort.
Yeah, you end up with a tank and a Hydra spawning in Grove Street.
Oh god.
Why not?
Yeah, so it's pretty good. So that's kind of what I've been spending sort of like spare time on. I also started playing SpaceChem, which is a little
what's that?
It's a little puzzle game, basically, indie puzzle game. But like with a story sort of behind it. The idea is you're kind of like an engineer for this like high tech bioengineering company. That has like moon bases and stuff.
Yep.
And they need you to basically combine base elements.
Okay.
And create like formaldehyde or whatever, that sort of stuff. And you've got to like use like these, what they call them, Waldos. I'm assuming that it's very similar to how they actually create this sort of stuff. Like it's all chemical bonds, and like carbon can only have so many bonds and that sort of stuff. And you've got to like join it all up and create things.
Edutainment.
Yeah, and it's almost like programming in a way, right? Because you have reactors that can combine stuff, and then they produce an output, and that output can be fed into another input, so that you can do other things to it, and then.
That sounds really interesting. How much? So, out of question, how much was this on Steam?
It was actually part of a pack that I bought years ago, and I just never played it. I was like, oh, what's SpaceChem look like? Went to the store page, had another look. I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, all right, I'll give that a go. And
awesome.
Yeah, so it's been pretty fun.
Awesome.
It's
like one of those games that you look in your library and you're like, I own this?
What is this?
That's the thing, right?
Holy shit, it's really good.
It's like Steam sales are kind of like that. It's like, oh, I like 3 of those games in that pack. Sure, I'll buy the whole pack because it's like $10, right?
Yeah.
And then you end up with all these other like games that you might not have looked at otherwise. And that's how I ended up with it. So it's actually pretty cool. I would recommend people at least like check it out, see what it's like. It's pretty fun.
Cool. Sweet. Awesome.
The other thing that I've been doing is I started watching Altered Carbon on.
I was going to talk about that. How good is it?
It's so good.
How good is it?
Altered Carbon.
It's a series on Netflix.
Yeah,
I've seen ads for it, but I haven't.
It's fantastic.
Okay,
really?
Let me put it this way, right?
Watch it.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
So
I saw the ads for it, and I was like, yeah, I wasn't sold on it, but it looked good.
I would say sci-fi cyberpunk dystopia. So it's basically got Ben. Like,
that's.
I said to Ben just watch it.
Graffitied on the fucking advertisement.
That
sounds very cool.
It's kind of, it's got some, I don't know, like interesting characters. I'm only like 4 episodes in at the moment.
I'm like 8 in. It's fantastic. It is really well done. It's a really interesting concept. Like, I won't go into any details behind it, but just the story and the story that they're trying to tell and the way they're telling it
and the characters
really well done, and the characters are really cool.
Cool.
And it's just like it's how I would think that sort of technology would advance to that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then as the story progresses, so the problem for me with a lot of Netflix series is it'll get to 4 episodes in and it's fantastic, and then just goes like a massive lull where the story either falls flat or they just go nowhere and then picks up again towards
yeah,
the end sort of thing.
They do the Lost thing where like they have all these like
The middle
alternate
chapters
paths
and
that
nothing.
happen. And
Yeah, but
nothing happens.
this is just solid. The whole way through has been just
cool.
fantastic
Yeah.
for me.
All right.
And it introduces new characters to
Yeah.
try to introduce a new concept, and it just does it seamlessly. It gives you a reason why it does it. Like everything has just been like. I have absolutely no issue with the story so far.
So far, I would say, I highly recommend it.
Okay,
So-
I got to check this out now.
Yeah, you have to. Like, that was the one thing I was going to talk about. Like, what have I been doing? Altered Carbon. That's the only thing worth noting. It is good. It is
Awesome.
without a doubt a fantastic
Yeah,
show.
so I would say like if you're looking for something like similar, it's kind of Blade Runner-y in the sense that you kind of got the
that dystopia. It's very Blade Runner
the
dystopia.
You've got the ultra rich, you've got the ultra poor, and like the city's like looks like it's falling apart because no one's looking after it, and the cops are corrupt and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
You know, so,
Very Blade Runner.
yeah.
Sorry. Anything else? I kind of hijacked your point.
No,
there.
that's fine. Honestly, I'm glad I have someone to talk to about Altered Carbon because I was like, Ben, watch this so I can talk to you about it.
It is fantastic. Like, it's crazy as well because a good and bad thing with Netflix is they don't make a big deal about everything that they have.
No.
Like, every once in a while, you'll just see a
Altered
bit of
Carbon
ads
I've
here.
seen a few ads for it, but they've been making a big deal about a few of their different shows.
They've been doing like Expanse and like I see ads for Expanse. I see ads for.
I really like Expanse. Some people really don't like it. Like Leah watched the first few episodes with me and was like, "You can watch this without me." It's basically like, I honestly think it's kind of feels the same similar role to, like Firefly, but more political intrigue.
Okay.
So like, if you kind of cross Firefly with a Game of Thrones or a not really Game of Thrones, more of a. Like a House of Cards, Game of Thrones, kind of like a there's a political power play back and forth, tight dialogue, but in a Firefly-esque kind of world.
See, Altered Carbon has elements of Firefly as well because it's got the whole like the bad guys won, but were they really the bad guys? And our guy was on the losing side. And
well, I think a lot of shows have kind of like
started bringing that in.
Well, a lot of shows have like taken a lot of inspiration from Firefly because it's one of the best sci-fi shows ever made. And it
without
just
a doubt.
Cowboys in space, man.
I mean, you can't. And I think the collective world is still very disappointed that
it didn't carry on.
My favorite still bit about that story is the most disappointed person that Firefly didn't continue on is Nathan Fillion.
Yeah,
like he is that show's biggest fan. He's like, fuck. He's just like, God damn it.
And
every time.
Yeah.
Alan Tudyk is like its number 2 fan as well.
Alan Tudyk is great as well.
Oh man.
Anyway, so that's basically my week. Is those two, and you've been
cool.
watching Altered Carbon as well. So
the other thing that I was watching, and I know Ben's mentioned it a couple of casts back when I wasn't here, but I watched Devilman.
Oh yeah,
watch it. It will
really?
make you sad. It will break your heart.
Really?
Sounds like a great show. I think everyone out there should watch it, right?
I think if you're into anime and because it's really compelling. It's got a really good story, but that shit is messed up. Like at the end of it, I was just like,
okay,
put the controller down.
All right. Okay.
Just because the way it wraps up, the second last episode especially, the way it wraps up, I'm just like, this is not what I wanted.
I didn't sign up for this. I signed up for a man fighting demons. I didn't really sign up for this.
So it does. It's
I
the
didn't sign
weirdest
up for these
animation.
feelings.
It is the weirdest animation I've seen in ages.
Yeah.
Like just the way that it does it.
Yeah.
The story is really interesting, and it's looking into human nature, the human psyche, and just how people react to chaos and just shit going wrong. But man,
I feel like it's the same kind of it. Seeing the ads for it, it felt like the same kind of themes that Castlevania was touching on as well. About like not like the lack of like they're not really good or bad. Like there's definitely an enemy. There's definitely an enemy.
No. This is very clear cut in terms of good and bad. To an extent, but there's a lot of grey.
Well, like the thing is, like in Castlevania, one of the things I love most is that you super empathize with Dracula through the whole series.
Yeah,
you just like, I get you, man.
Like,
to be honest,
themselves.
To be honest, I probably would have burnt them down as well. Like, I can't really fault you for that.
Like, dude, I'm on your side.
Like, I'm really rooting for you here.
But yeah, so definitely you should watch it, but just be prepared.
Cool. Okay.
And the other things for me as well is I clawed my way back. So I play Overwatch a fair bit. This current season, that's kind of like maybe closer to the end than anything else. I managed to get up to platinum again, and then after a while, I was just like,
Platinum plays.
To be fair, platinum is like middle.
Isn't it?
Of the tiers, because you've got diamond, then
I feel like, but like to say you're
like,
a good player, platinum and above is
platinum is definitely not a bad.
Platinum
tier,
is like you are a solid
because it's
Overwatch
bronze,
player.
silver, gold, platinum, and then there's like 3 tiers above
like
that. Sort
people
of thing.
say like some people are like, oh, I'm gold, and it usually means like I'm a decent player and I don't play as much as I probably want to, but like I play bits and pieces and I'm okay. Platinum is like, yeah, I play Overwatch and I'm pretty good at it. Yeah. I'm good. Like I'm not a crappy player. I know what the characters do. I know what roles I'm supposed to fill. I know how to play Overwatch. I'm not just running in there just shooting people. Like I know what I'm doing.
The problem for me there is that point and onwards, it just takes so much time. And so
that's
like
where
I've
the next level starts.
And I've kind of like I haven't actually played it that much in the last week or in a bit. I just got to platinum and was just like, I'm okay with this now. I've actually played a shit ton of Halo 5 again.
Yes, I've been watching you every time I see Bin's on Halo 5. Okay,
like,
cool.
I play the social matches of like it was you just get all the power weapons and shit.
Oh, the
It's
war,
so much fun.
the war stuff.
No, not even that. Anyway, too much detail. Don't need to go into all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty much been it for me. It's just been a lot of Netflix and taking it easy.
So would you say Netflix and chill?
Not chill.
No chill. There's no chill.
Zero chill.
Zero chill when Ben even watches Netflix. Zero chill. There's too much Netflix. There's too much Netflix and not enough chill. There's no chill.
It is intense business, my friend.
Lays on the couch and you're like, no, we need to keep watching Altered Carbon. Altered Carbon is too good. Sit over there now.
Netflix comes up and says, are you still there? Yes, I am still here.
I'm still here.
Anyway, we've rambled a fair bit. We'll get into the first topic. I'm going to throw over to Ryan to get us into this one because I have absolutely no idea
about
what it is.
Yeah,
so I'm keen to hear what
you all did your homework on this.
I'm keen to hear what you have to say on this first topic.
So I suppose we'll start with the background. If anyone has ever heard of Atari's Dragster video game, it's a 1980s. I want to say Atari 2600. Atari 2600 game.
Yeah.
Right? Very simple game. Basically, you turn the game on. It gives you a countdown, and then you drag race. It's a drag racing game, right? And there's 2 players, and all that sort of stuff. So, back in the 80s, they had a write-in competition. You know, take a picture of your best time and send it into Atari. If you're under 6 seconds, you become part of the Atari club or the Dragster club or whatever the hell it was called. Right?
Yep.
So along came Todd Rogers, and he was probably early 20s at the time. He submitted a time of 5:51. Right. Atari said, "Yo, that shouldn't be possible. Our computer simulations, the best they could do was, a lot higher than that." So he allegedly, like I said, submitted a Polaroid of it, and then they got him to do it live, and he did it live with an audience, and then he apparently went to a different a convention, did it live there as well.
So he's done this multiple times, 551.
Or so we say, and so he says. And the best time that anyone has been able to get is 557.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So then, he got awards for it. He appeared on TV shows, on commentary. He's considered one of the first video game professionals of all time. Right?
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this would be in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he held a bunch of records. There was an arcade chain that had their own leaderboards, and you could if you got a score on a particular machine, that would you'd be put on a high score ranking table everywhere
across all their chains.
Oh, across all their chains. Yeah.
Right. And they had different ways of verifying it and that sort of stuff. So long story short, this guy's held this record for 35 years. Right.
Yep.
Long fucking time.
Yep.
Then you have the speedrunning and tool-assisted speedrunning community, right?
Yes.
These are the people...
So for my benefit, and everyone else's maybe,
but
so what's the difference between the tool... Speedrunning is just playing the game?
Playing the game as fast as you can.
So what's tool-assisted speedrunning?
So tool-assisted speedrunning is building a program that will input perfect controller inputs to play the game as perfectly as it can.
Right. So I code a program to play Pokemon for me, and that game will play Pokemon
I'd say Pokemon's a bad example because it's RPG wise.
Yeah, Pokemon's probably a bad example,
but something yeah.
So like
a racing game or
like
whatever.
let's just say Sonic, right? You've got a level. Let's just say Green Hill Zone, right?
Yep.
And the best human time on Green Hill Zone might be a minute 50 without glitches, right? For example, right? So then they take the best inputs they could get to get to 150, and then they input that into a computer or like a program, more to the point, which will then play that game in an emulator and occasionally tweak like some moves and they'll move things around. Maybe he jumps earlier, maybe he holds A longer so he jumps higher, or that sort of stuff. And try and reduce that time. And so
then they have to do whatever the program. So if the program goes, okay, this is the fastest path, then the human goes back and does it, or it's
no.
Tool assisted
is just purely
tool assisted is like the tool has.
This is the best that any tool could get. That's the ultimate goal. It's this is the absolute best time, and any human that gets close to that, like it's kind of like a goal that people can reach if they want to. But
so the tool assisted time is like theoretically
like
the best time you could ever get doing it without having to hack the game or do
glitches. And there's obviously different things, like you can do glitchless runs, you can do ones that take advantage of glitches.
I remember we saw that in PAX.
Yeah, if it's in the game, then
but you're not allowed to like hack the game and change it.
Exactly.
No,
you're not changing the code. You can't change the code to lock the time at 0, for example.
Yeah,
right?
but you can if say Pokemon, like I don't know, there's a Pokemon glitch where you can actually warp straight through from the starting right into the Elite Four.
Elite Four.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, the one where the guy completed Pokemon in 000 because he saved the game and did like a thing where he turned off the power while it was saving, which changed something in memory. So when he exited the house, he walked into the area where they're like, "Thanks, congratulations, you've beaten the Elite Four."
But
that would be considered like a glitch.
It's a glitch speed run.
Yeah.
And
it's a legitimate speed run, but it's using glitches.
So that's counted as a glitch speed run.
So the point is, someone basically took Atari's Dragster and ran it through its paces. They because it's such a small game, they basically analyzed each line of assembler code that it was. And found out the absolute perfect frame inputs of like,
gear shifting and whatnot,
or whatever, and said the best time ever is 557. This guy's record is wrong.
So the thing is, like, how could he have done that if
he couldn't have?
If they've analyzed, because it's a simple game and it's been analyzed to as far as it can, and you can't.
That's the thing. They're just like without some serious manipulation of the game, or maybe like photoshopping of images and that sort of stuff. There's no way he could have gotten a 551.
He's a time traveler. Totally. He went into the future, photoshopped his image to say 551. Went back in time. I was just like, check it.
Yeah. So anyway,
Photoshop Polaroids.
So this is all what's been happening over the last.
Maybe he got the 7 and then just photoshopped that little thing out of it, so it's just 1.
He just like got rid of that little quarter. He didn't Photoshop it. He just
maybe
used a marker.
or maybe his original time that was submitted on the Polaroid, the screen was using like RF input and like it was a bit distorted and it looked like a 1 because it was a 7. Or something like that, right?
Yep.
Who knows? The important thing is that they're saying 551's not possible. 557 is the best anyone can get, right? And this guy's name's Todd Rogers, and he's also claimed that he's been able to get 554s on occasion, right?
So it's still like, I get a 554, and you're like, it's still not possible.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? So, and this guy's in his like late 40s, early 50s, maybe.
Yeah.
Like he's got a family. He doesn't really play video games to compete anymore. He just does whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this has been sort of simmering for like a couple of years, and the Tazzing community, the tool assisting speedrunning Tazzing community, tried to get his records like revoked because they're like, it's just not possible for him to have these times. And the arcade ones, they've moved online now. All their leaderboards are now online. They stood by him. They said, no, this is he got that time. We respect him. All that sort of stuff. Until this week. This week, they've turned around and said, look, faced with the insurmountable evidence and our own analysis and all this sort of stuff, we now agree that this time is impossible.
But explain to me, if he's submitted the Polaroid, apparently done it at a few arcades.
So here's the thing. There's no live video evidence or picture evidence of him doing those times at arcades.
He just said, "I've done them."
Oh, so it was just him saying that.
Yeah.
So
I've done it before.
Yeah. So why were these arcades backing him up in the first place then?
Because
they must have had him on record at some point.
Yeah, no. So the arcade has a few ways of verifying scores.
Mm-hmm.
It was verified by picture, by video, or by referee.
Right.
And all his times were because the thing is he has high scores in a lot of games, in a lot of different stuff, right? But all of his times were verified by referee, and turns out the referee was his friend.
Right.
And a lot of the times were just simply not possible. Like he's getting scores in the millions when the highest is 50,000 and. Yeah, this
is like finding out Lance Armstrong was blood doping.
My god!
This seems like
this is gaming's Lance Armstrong.
Yeah,
right.
Does he also have one testicle?
No, I don't know. Why don't you ask him? Yeah.
Do you have one testicle?
Todd Rogers, I'm calling you out.
So this guy was on the Guinness World Records. Like I said, he did TV interviews, all this sort of stuff. His Guinness World Record has been revoked. Obviously this arcade place has revoked all his scores, not just the Dragster one, just because they cannot verify. There's no video or picture evidence. They're all verified by referee, and they now think that he colluded with that referee. And
wow!
Do they know who this referee is?
I think so, but he's never been named.
So has there been any other witness testimony to be like, yeah, I'm
other than
I
the
was
referee,
standing there watching him. I watched him do this time. He just did it with his mate there, and his
I
mate's
mean,
yeah, 551, mark it down.
writing this shit down.
But that's the thing, right?
Adam, want to go set some records?
A couple of
let's go.
yeah. So and then there's been hardware teardowns. Do you guys know the Ben Heck show? He's he's an engineer that does a lot of electronics hacking and that sort of stuff. He builds what are they called? Handheld versions of old consoles. So he'll get an N64 board and turn it into a console.
Oh, that's cool.
So he does that sort of stuff. Anyway, so he built basically a machine that allowed him to TAS a legit Atari 2600. He could input the stuff from a computer, from a program,
and not be on an emulator.
Yeah, and not be on an emulator,
which is the best thing to do, because you say the emulator, we've run it through TAS, but as we know from IT background, the emulator could be doing something weird.
Yeah.
It could be.
But having said that, even in the TAS community, a few other high-profile members reproduced the 557 on their best on real hardware using their TAS tools, and they're just look, that's the best we can do. And so Ben Heck did it, and he went on. He got Todd Rogers in, and got him sit there. He's like, "Oh yes, this is tap tap tap, and when to tap, and that sort of stuff." And they were unable to get anywhere close. And then they inputted the other TAS's inputs, and they got 557. And they're like, "Well,
what are you gonna say?"
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Like I said, this is our Lance Armstrong. This is our.
That's pretty insane. Because the thing is, he would have made, if he's been on TV and stuff, he would have made money out of this.
He's made money out of it. He's done interviews. He was this now believed to be the self-titled king of video games, but he used to say because people used to interview him.
Seriously, people used to call Lance Armstrong the king of the tour.
Drawing all the comparisons.
It connects.
I swear he has one testicle. I can't get past this point.
Yeah. So. Yeah, just it's
holy
crazy,
shit.
Man. There's
so has there been an official statement from
that? I was trying to remember
Rogers?
The arcade. Well, yeah. So
has he come out and said he defending it, or is he?
Yeah. So Twin Galaxies was the name of the arcade.
Mm-hmm.
And the high score thing. Todd Rogers has been stripped by it. Okay, so this is Twin Galaxies quote. Based on the complete body of evidence presented in the official dispute, Twin Galaxies administrative staff have unanimously decided to remove all of his scores, as well as ban him from participating in our competitive leaderboards.
Whoa! So he can't even participate in stuff. I mean, he's in his 50s now.
He doesn't care.
But they're making a big enough statement to be we're not only just saying
we're going to remove
we're removing the records because we can't prove one another. They're going out and say we think he's a cheater.
Yeah.
And
well, that's kind of the conclusion they'd have to come to, right? If they take that step of going, we believe these guys that are saying it's fake.
Yep.
we're taking his
The
records away.
The other thing,
you're
right? So
inadvertently saying he cheated.
Yeah.
So they kind of have to.
the other slight change that I got slightly wrong. It was Activision's Dragster on the Atari. So Activision had the original competition of send a picture of your best game, right?
Yep.
So that's fine. And then he did actually say something.
So just while you're looking for that, just very quickly from my perspective, like from what I've heard and what you've just described, it sounds like it was just him and his mate going, "Yep, I got this perfect score. It's fantastic. I'm the best." And so the actions that are being taken right now make sense. The one thing I'm worried about is going to be the online backlash that he may get.
So that's the thing, right? So he's oops, I just closed that. Whoops.
There's probably a lot of people.
He's been coming out. He did make a Facebook post. I can't find the exact quotes from it, but he basically said, "Look, at the end of the day, people can believe what they want to believe." Like he still defends himself, right? But and he's like, "But at the end of the day, this is about me, my family, and my friends and family don't deserve."
Yeah.
Any
sort of
course. And the thing is, he's been getting they've been getting. Stuff.
Yeah. And see, that's my concern. I'm like,
same with the internet.
if you think he's cheated, sweet. Tell him that his cheat.
A liar to his face.
Get rid of all his records. Ban him from competing or whatever. But leave it at that. Like, just let it impact his gaming career, if you want to call it that. Don't drag family and other people into it, right?
Here's the quote. "If you wish to call me a cheat, a fraud, whatever, you have every right until you see evidence that says otherwise." But I'm just skipping over a little bit. But when the remarks become personal and my friends and family are dragged in to the mire, it's no longer about gaming. People wishing ill upon me and my family over a high score in a video game. If that is what the gaming community has become, then despite my love for video games, blah 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 blah, blah, it's not worth jeopardizing my personal life and family.
Oh no, that's totally fair. Like in the end of the day, he's cheated, and any money that he would have made out of this, I mean, compared with being using Lance Armstrong, it's super negligible to the Lance Armstrong's become like a millionaire over his endorsements and all these things. So there's a bit more of a not just saying, "Oh well, deal with it." Like, "Oh, fine, you strip me my records," but I'm like, well, then you owe all this money back, right? Because you got prize money, you got all these things. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
This is like in the amount. It's like it is just a high score in a video game. So whilst it's important, and and it would be disappointing, there's probably a lot of people in the speedrunning community that look up to this guy as the first, like one of the first ever professional video games, and would be considered the first ever speedrunner.
Yeah.
So it would be very disappointing to learn that someone that you would have put up in such high regard is being cheating.
Yeah.
Like, and it sucks, but at the same time, like,
there's no need to be a dick about
it. There's no way
that
man. No one deserves a death threat.
No
matter what, they don't deserve death
threats. And again, even especially his family. Like, what has his family done? Why is any of this their fault?
So the worst thing, he took some photo. He took some doctored photos and did some shady shit allegedly. He did that with a mate when he was in his early 20s.
Yeah,
and now. His
children
kids are getting death. Like that's the kind of idea that you're like, well, okay, maybe we're a little too far over that.
Settle down,
like,
internet.
Come on, how many times has someone have we done stupid shit in our early 20s and been like, man, that was fucking dumb.
Dude, the amount of times I'm just like, holy shit, I hope this doesn't come back to bite me in the ass like in 20 years' time.
Yeah. Like, it's completely understandable. So, like, while you can't condone the behavior, like, you also have to behave in a respectable
Unfortunately,
format.
the internet hate machine continues to roll on, and the wave of hatred just affects everyone on its path.
Yeah.
Like, as much as, like, we can sit here and go, oh, everyone shouldn't do that. Like, at the end of the day, it's gonna happen.
happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And I guess from my perspective, what would need to happen, because you're right. I don't think there's anything we can do to stop people from being dicks on the internet. Is to then find a way to allow people in these situations to kind of cope with it or deal with it, to say, hey, Todd, just stay off the internet, man. Like, you have no choice right now.
You're like public enemy number one. Stay the fuck off the internet.
The only thing
let
I'd
it blow
say,
over
like,
the next year or two.
Change your names on Facebook.
Like
that sort of stuff.
Find a way to kind of cope with it because it's not gonna go away.
The thing is, the wheel keeps turning, and the internet finds someone else to hate in another 6
Yeah.
months. So
Right. Like it will blow over. No matter how bad this is, it will blow over.
His reputation has been justifiably tarnished because he's done something wrong. But done something wrong. Allegedly.
So he still sticks to it.
Allegedly.
So he still sticks to it. I skipped over a lot of it, but he's like, I reproduce the thing live in front of other people, and these other people are weren't there, and he's still sticking to the story, but at the end of the day, I'm not really believing him.
You're not sold. That's fine. And that's the thing, right?
Razor, and what is the most believable thing? Something that he himself can't produce now, that no one else can reproduce,
or no one else other than this one referee
and
has
the only one person has ever been able to verify it, which is someone he has personal connections to. Is that believable, or is the fact that he just made it up? That
seems more plausible.
That's kind of more plausible,
and
right?
A little bit of RF, modulation on the screen turned a 7 into a 1.
Yeah,
maybe.
Exactly.
It's
right.
That is totally plausible.
Yeah,
that's way more plausible than being like
his current.
It's weird. It's just out to get me, I guess.
Everybody hates me. I don't know why.
I don't know about that.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
You may be good, but you're probably not as good as an AI.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's very interesting. Is that story continuing onwards?
Well, I mean, so there's not a whole lot. There was a little bit of news.
They've kind of already stripped him of the record.
They've stripped him of the record. He's made his statement.
There's not much more to it.
There's not much. I mean, I think Activision still hasn't renounced anything. They haven't said anything. They haven't had any.
Probably not going to want to
whatever.
Get into that.
I don't care.
And the only other little bit of news that was 7 hours ago, a Dragster cartridge signed by Todd Rogers sells for $830 for $30.
So now it's like a collector's item. You're like, holy shit, I have this fucking cheat signature on a card.
Yeah. Dragster signed by Todd Rogers, was stricken from blah blah blah, fetched $830 for this guy. That was it. And apparently they met in 2015 and he got him to sign it. That was what happened.
Makes some good cash out of that one.
So for everyone watching, like in any sort of situation where there's a little bit of controversy and two sides to the story, do your research, look into it, make up your own minds, but please don't be a dick about it.
Yeah.
Just no need to send him death threats
once you get
or
to
be
the point
mean.
where you, a random stranger on the internet, is contacting someone or someone's family to have a go at them for whatever reason,
it's not worth it, man.
It's just stop.
It's a freaking high school.
But if you do have an opinion on this, we are keen to hear it. So just either comment in the video, jump onto Discord, let us know what you think.
Speaking about high school, so we have another YouTube controversy. Our main boy Logan Paul. Jesus fucking Christ! I don't want to talk about
What's
this.
he done this time?
So we all know the whole thing about him filming a dead body in Japan, just
In the suicide forest, right?
Prior to that, I'd never actually even heard of him.
I have, only because I listen to people that listen to more popular YouTube channels than I watch. Like, hey, have you heard about this Logan Paul guy?
I have now, thanks.
I have now, but I'm on Twitter, and I fucking
Killer Keemstar probably did something, and Pyrocynical and
pretty much, yeah. That's where I end up hearing this shit from. And I also saw some of his, because when the first video came out of him in Japan, which included the Suicide Forest vlog in that whole series, his other videos, I watched one and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to because I think that time we were going to talk about the Suicide Forest video. I was just like, I'm gonna have to actually watch some of this shit. So I watched his other one, and it was super offensive. I was like, this is fucked. He was.
So he's always been a controversy
even then, so he was just being like a dick. He's just running out on the street. And he was trying to find ways of he bought some Pokeballs in Japan, in Tokyo, and he was running around in like a kind of traditional garb. And again, if you wear that because when we went to Japan, they actually said if you want to wear a kimono and stuff and wear traditional kind of gear, that's they don't see that as appropriation. They see that as you're appreciating their culture, and they really like that. So it's a bit of a different connotation. However, he was not doing that. He was like doing the whole racial stereotype. He was trying to throw Pokeballs at Japanese people and pretending they're Pokemon. Like and like trying to like grab koi fish. Like it's just like really kind of stuff. I'm like, man, you're just being. He reminded me of just every super obnoxious loud American that you see when you go overseas. Yeah. But like that American, but knowing he now knows he has a camera on him and people are watching him, so he's got to amp it up even more. But see, it just seemed really offensive, and I was just like, man, that's not. And they're all and his whole crew are behind him. He's got a fucking posse, like 30 people behind him, and they're all laughing it up, and I'm like. No one else finds this. You fucking idiots find it funny. No one else is laughing.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like shows like Viva La Bam and
kind of
and
although the thing
what's the one that everyone likes?
Like Jackass.
Well,
the thing that I like about them
that all the kids are into these days.
The thing that
I just couldn't not remember.
Well, I definitely watched Jackass, and I like that stuff. But they
were doing shit to themselves,
and they always make themselves the butt of the joke. Yeah. Where on these videos, it's always at someone else's expense. It's never Logan Paul's expense. It's at the expense of the Japanese dude on the street that doesn't speak English. And I'm like, that's not funny. Like, you just make like anyway. So they're the kind of videos. I mean, everyone actually, to be honest, people watching, we probably don't have a massive overlap of our viewers with Logan Paul. So people might be like, oh, okay, cool. So he then, did the suicide video, and everyone's just like, what the fuck? This is super fucked up. YouTube, call on YouTube to delete his channel, give him some harsh punishments, because this dude's whitelisted for everything. So guess what? That video is monetized.
Yep.
Everything like totally fine.
Yep.
So because all of his shit is whitelisted with YouTube, because they still keep promoting all these videos, and they keep doing all this. And then he put this heartfelt apology out, being like, oh, I'm really sorry, and I guess I stepped over the line. And I was just using humor to diffuse the situation because I only laughed because I was in shock of what I saw. And I'm like, he's still uploaded to YouTube. It doesn't really fix anything. But it
reminds me of that. Can I just interrupt? Yeah. It reminds me of that joke. It's like, this vlogging channel decided they were going to buy like 100 burgers and give them out to people on the streets. Yeah. Except the camera died. So now what are they going to do with 100 burgers?
If no one's going to see it, what the hell?
What am I doing this for? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so he said he was sorry, and realistically, that's just a way to get more money, more revenue for an apology video,
And the controversy, right? The controversy sells.
Yes.
Now more people
know who Logan Paul is. I didn't know who he was until the Japan video.
Posted some new videos, to which YouTube, the community was fucking outraged again. And again, fairly, I think, that he started encouraging people doing Tide Pod Challenge, which is something dumb. Don't eat fucking detergent. Like, you can like go to hospital.
Wait, did he eat it?
I actually don't know whether he did.
I feel like at this point, like
he probably did, but who gives a shit?
2018 current year argument. If you're gonna eat detergent, like maybe those people just don't need to live.
We got to call them out somehow.
I mean, we've got warning labels.
It specifically says not to ingest them on the thing. They're also like, have you seen the pictures now that Tide Pods are like stored in like behind like glass cabinets now in the US? Yeah. Like they're locked up.
Just
because, like, guess what you did, internet, you fucking idiots. And then they had another thing as well with so there's a famous footballer in the New England Patriots, Gronk.
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy's like Gronkski. And he's like the second most famous in the team behind Tom Brady. Yeah. So
he has a Tide Pod,
and he's actually their spokesperson. Tides.
Yeah.
And he did a video. He's like, and then the video you might have seen it. It's like he give him like no, and it's like, and it's a Tide ad. It'd be like, hey Gronk, should people eat Tide Pods? And he's like, no. He's like, why would you eat Tide Pods? It's stupid. Like, and he's basically this Tide ad being like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, anyway, so he did the Tide Pod one wasn't the most
it was controversial, but it didn't. But it's not the one that
the one that fired everyone up was that he found 2 dead rats on the balcony of his house. So then he got his taser gun out with his film crew and then just started shooting tasers at the dead rats. I mean, they're already dead, so it's not like he's putting them in pain, but it's pretty fucking macabre to do. Like it's not content that should be on the internet.
And like let's put it this way. This is like what, a month after the suicide thing. It's like what has he got against dead bodies, man?
Yeah. So then what he does then after tasering them, he then puts them into a garbage bin and then kind of like leans in the garbage bin and keeps tasering them. This continues on for a offensively long time. Yeah. And then he also pulls a fish out of a pond in his backyard, and like so it's like obviously dying because it's not in water, and he then like performs CPR on it as like a joke, and it's just like it's really psychotic behavior. It's like I'm not like okay, tasing a dead rat. It's fucking gross, and why would you do that? But it's dead.
Some severe red flags.
Yeah,
like.
but then not even that. Then you put then you're being like, okay, now let's do something that actually harms living animal. Let's give that one a go. Like it's just really sickening that kind of behavior is also promoted by YouTube. This guy is like one of the forefront personalities of YouTube.
Yeah,
they're promoting him, and this is the content he does after making another piece of objectionable content, and then apologizing, and then being like,
oh, like
I don't give a shit.
I was reading up on that very briefly,
care.
and one of the points was like he's clearly not remorseful. He doesn't give a shit.
No, absolutely not.
He was not remorseful about the Japan one. Like the apology video was clearly a BS and whatnot, and he's not remorseful about this. Like he doesn't care. Like he is gonna do whatever he wants and thinks will get him more views and more money.
So here are some quotes from the video as well, because he was in this same video he was bragging about his about the backlash, the original backlash to the suicide video. Here's some quotes. I'm still lit as fuck. What other YouTuber can take a 3-week break and still get 1 million subscribers? The haters are stronger than ever. No matter how much hate or comments from random strangers I've never seen or heard of in my life. It's all noise to me. So
yeah,
like this guy clearly doesn't fucking care about anything. He doesn't like even when YouTube like banned him ad revenue for 3 weeks.
He's just like whatever.
He's just like whatever. It'll be fine.
Made
to
millions.
him, that controversy gets him another 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
And when 3 weeks is over, he's getting even more money.
Back into it.
So
what I guess just boggles my mind is why his content is even popular to begin with.
I don't understand.
I know for a fact that controversy gets people more views and more attention and whatnot. But it's
weird.
like, dude, why is there a 10-year-old watching your shit in the first place? Well, it's like, why would anybody purposefully click on a video and go, okay, this is a guy I've never seen before. Oh, he's tasering rats. I'm going to keep watching this. Oh, now he's pulled a fish out of water and resuscitating.
I'm
going to keep
maybe
watching
you
this.
should be looking at what your kids are looking at online. Because that shit, if I found my kids watching that, I'd be like, yeah,
you need to stop now.
Like,
regardless of age. I said 10-year-olds, but regardless of age, why would anybody be watching that shit? Like,
well,
how is he popular?
To be honest, I feel like the people that think that's edgy are like the younger kids that would probably need.
Hence why.
But the thing is, like, I don't. When we get to like I said 10 minutes ago. Like, I like watching Jackass. I still think it's funny. I'm not above stupid humor.
Yeah.
I'm not being.
Stupid
I'm not some
humor is fine,
of,
but that is not humor at all.
But again, that isn't, and I think it's definitely because of like it's like watching someone that just likes to put their body on the line and be an idiot.
Yeah.
In the pursuit of entertainment, because that's what they can do. Versus somebody like pretty much psychotically going and just wrecking havoc on everything that they see around them and other people and inflicting it on other people. Like it's just really shitty behavior. There's also an interesting. So the second part of this story. So I think we can all get on the same page. This guy's a scumbag and deserves some serious fucking punishment. So YouTube released a statement after hearing they're fucking quiet until the community gets up a fuss about it, which I find frustrating because it's like they can't even see the morality of it until they face some form of backlash.
Okay, like, I just want to say this, right? Why isn't he on probation? Why isn't he like, well, okay, he's a whitelisted celebrity, right?
Yeah.
Why doesn't, okay, well, you've done some offensive stuff. Before your video goes public, we're going to have a team review it.
Yeah.
Right? he's big enough to have that.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to have two or three people watch your video and make a judgment as to
Well, the thing is,
whether you've changed.
Yeah, and you need to watch the whole video, not the first 3 minutes and be like, oh, it's probably fine.
Yeah, good enough.
He hasn't sworn in it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
what's the worst that could happen now?
So there's one here. So YouTube released a statement, and they said, after careful consideration, we have decided to temporarily suspend ads on Logan Paul's YouTube channels.
Again.
Yep. This is not a decision we have made lightly. However, we believe he has exhibited a pattern of behavior in his videos that makes his channel not only unsuitable for advertisers, but also potentially damaging to the broader creator community. There's actually another... So, okay. Also, I'm reading this off news.com.au for reference. So, this is no longer...
Just like...
internet news. This is something that mainstream media is picking up on and being like... Which is a great look because, you know, what we love to see as content creators is the representative of, like, you know, when you know, mainstream old people then see, like, what this YouTube thing is about and then see Logan Paul tasering a fucking rat. Like, come on.
YouTube, everybody.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, then everyone's going to take away from that being like, man, people are psychopaths, huh? It's like, just him. Just him. Guy. But also, I saw a very interesting tweet from YouTube as well, from their creator hub. I'll pull it up now. It's kind of ominous, and I wanted to read it out, just because I'm kind of worried about how the direction of the language.
Yeah. So you feel like it's going to be like a more of a punishment for everybody else.
Yeah, maybe. That's what I'm very worried about. So if we go into here, I'm trying to find the tweet.
Was it a recent tweet?
Yeah, it was. I can't see shit. Okay.
Do you still have the do you have a recollection of the gist of it?
Yeah. So basically,
give us a quick rundown.
YouTube creators. There we go. Basically, how it looked is that... Oh, wow. Okay, there's a video. Okay, so the bad actions of a few creators can affect the entire community. Today, we are announcing new steps we are taking to address channels that upload harmful content. And then they have a few different things as well that are... they're kind of making content... Like, they're saying, like, we're excited to unveil these new things that will... make sure that no content like this ever gets circulated again. And I was like, that sounds rather broad for we need to punish our prominent members who are fucking the system up for everyone. And I just get the sense that this is going to turn into another PewDiePie apocalypse where, you know, he obviously took a lot of shit for that. His channel, he lost a lot of revenue. He lost a lot of popularity, a lot of subscribers over his own issues. But at the end of the day, the people that got hit hardest were people like channels. Us. And even people bigger than us as well, like to the mid to small large tier with people up to 1 million subscribers were getting ad stripped. They were getting everything. They were losing channels. They were losing their businesses. PewDiePie lost money, but he still kept going. He's still good. He's still going. Where everyone else suffered more than he did because they said, oh, well, now we've got to get our advertisers. We want to make sure. The advertisers found a problem with the content, not with who was uploading it.
Yeah.
So, and the problem is that on the whole, what YouTube have done so far to provide content, like content moderation, has not been sophisticated enough. And we see it all. I see yellow coins on our subscribe page all the time, and I don't even know. I'm like sometimes it's the title, and I'm like, okay, that's probably the title, and but the video is like a couple months old, and I'm like, whatever. Yeah. But there's a lot of ones on there that I'm like, we don't swear in that video. No. We don't. The title's fine. The game is fine. Everything's good. I was like, I don't know how this is flagged.
It's just some automated system.
Just picked it up and went, yep.
Saw a couple of red pixels next to a couple of skin-colored pixels and thought, hey, that's probably blood. And yep, demonetized.
Like, honestly, it's so hard to figure out what, like, this system, and this is the system that's been imposed on us from these high-profile fuck-ups. And now we're in this situation, like, and it's going to happen again, and YouTube keeps spinning this off as as it's a good thing we're moderating content, but like it's just pushing these people like small to mid tier YouTube channels. It's just pushing them out, and it's hurting big channels. And it's hurting these high profile content creators. But like the sad bit is, Logan Paul's right. He took a 3-week break and then got bigger and did it again. And he's gonna get banned. And they even said in the tweet, temporarily. Yeah. He's gonna come back. He'll have more subscribers. He'll still have fucking money. He made like $16 million last year. Yeah. And he doesn't give a fuck. But people that are just trying to pay their editors and try and pay their staff and make interesting and new content, that's going to go. And we're going to be left with a platform that has Logan Paul on it and no one else.
Yeah. I think every time...
Like Jimmy Kimmel. Like Jimmy Kimmel clips. Jimmy Kimmel. Like that's it. That's going to be fucking YouTube, right?
And Vivo music videos.
Yeah.
I think we bring this up pretty much every time we cover a YouTube controversy, but it's just giving others an excuse to take over or an opportunity to take over. Yeah. The likes of we've mentioned before, Twitch is doing a beta for hosting. Yeah. Like
people.
Videos
there was actually a reasonable exodus recently. Yeah. That was that people have now been dual uploading, and some people have even been single uploading to Twitch.
Just to Twitch, exactly.
And
right.
It's something that I have very much considered doing as well.
And the more that this kind of crap happens, you will get to the point where it's just like YouTube is purely these big channels that do whatever shit they run, and all the smaller channels will just be like, YouTube doesn't make sense for us anymore. Let's go over to Twitch. Let's go over to whatever other sort of
Vimeo time.
Like, just something else. And the second,
I'm still saying
the second another
to do a clean version of their site.
Yeah,
and people
absolutely.
upload to it. I'm
the
waiting.
second another big enough infrastructure, place with a big enough infrastructure goes, hey guys, this is an option for you, and it's clean, it's easy, there's some form of monetary value to it, people are just going to jump straight onto that. And whether YouTube has to react to that action or if they try to deal with it before it happens, who knows, right? Yeah. But the more these sort of controversies that hurt content creators keeps happening, I reckon give it a year.
I think unfortunately we're gonna have to revisit this topic in another 2 weeks because
when the next controversy comes along.
But the thing is, they're releasing steps now. What their YouTube's plan to fix this, and I think we're gonna have to come back and see what else happens, because we're gonna be, anyone watching our channel, we're gonna be losing ads in like 10 days.
Yeah,
because
they moved the goalpost again.
We moved the goalpost again, so we made it before. And then they moved the goalpost, and then we made that goalpost, and they moved it again, and there's no way we can meet this one. It's just like we need 1,000. We need 1,000 subscribers in about 10 days. So if you have 1,000 friends, please subscribe, and we keep ads.
Subscribe.
Otherwise,
in the meantime, it kind of benefits you guys because you don't have to watch ads before our videos.
I mean, don't tell them that. They're not going to tell their friends to subscribe. What are you doing? I'm going to keep this channel small so I can benefit from it entirely. No. Or 140 of you, please.
We love each and every one of you.
Oh my God.
Just to kind of bring another sort of angle to this conversation. Obviously, this is a big YouTube controversy and it's impacting us specifically, but it's definitely not limited to YouTube.
Oh no.
Like celebrities all over the place. People of any form of fame, Donald Trump, they generally do stupid shit, and
people do stupid shit.
The shit falls down. Shit
goes
down.
So they get more popular for it, or they get more attention for it, and stuff happens because, and generally they benefit from it.
Yeah.
Just a odd example that I've come across recently. I've got a few friends from just young mothers, basically. So they'll have 2-year-olds or 5-year-olds or whatever. And as most parents, anyone that's had to deal with kids knows, kids are generally pretty difficult.
Yeah.
They throw tantrums, they cry, they're hungry, they hurt themselves, just in general.
Yeah.
Do you guys know Tequila?
Yes.
Yeah.
Former porn star.
Yep.
Now a born-again Christian.
Oh, is she a born-again Christian
apparently
now?
a born-again Christian.
Interesting.
So where this controversy or this attention-seeking is coming from is go on a Facebook page Just
I'm
at
doing it
any
now.
point in
On
time.
her Facebook page?
Facebook page.
Facebook.
Go
That's
on
where
her
the old people are, right? What? Not Instagram?
Go on her Facebook page and you will see some shit. So the first one that brought my attention to it was she posted something. She has a, I don't know, 2-3-year-old daughter or something like that. And she was just like, oh, my daughter is perfect.
Oh my
she
God.
doesn't cry. She doesn't throw tantrums. She listens. She's the perfect child. She sleeps well, this and that and this and that. And then so I was like, sweet. But her comments are, parents, it's your fault you have bad kids. When you have nannies taking care of them and not showing them enough love and attention, when you're sending them off to school, basically you not spending enough time and giving your children enough love is the reason that they are playing up. And the reason that came up, the reason that came up for me to see was two of my friends that are mothers. They're just like, what is wrong with this bitch?
What is wrong with this
bitch? What is she on about? Like, she knows nothing about...
No. Okay, here's her about on her page. I am a mighty warrior of God, sent here to utterly destroy the kingdom of darkness. Booking your art inquiries, please contact.
So that's the next point where I was going to get to. So that post about her perfect child was what drew my attention. And then I went onto her Facebook, and she's just like, oh, Rihanna's the devil. She's doing this and that. I'm just waiting for God to smite everyone. Only a chosen few like me will survive and go to the kingdom of heaven.
So,
and I'm just like,
it's been injected.
God, oh my God!
There's
to be fair, it was entertaining as hell.
So her personal information on her page is "I have risen," all in caps with an exclamation mark.
Yeah,
and her personal interests. Being a mummy.
So all her posts, every one of her posts now,
this is funny.
Just talking about how everyone needs to be destroyed, how shitty and going to hell this whole world is, how...
I think she might have a problem.
Okay, so what if anyone is still with us so far, what I want everyone to comment, go onto the Tequila Facebook page
and comment
your favorite Tequila post and put it in the comments. So, this one here, I'm just going to read one out from the top. Forcing your babies and children to get vaccinated and stabbing them with sharp needles while you hold them down as they start wailing in pain is a satanic ritual abuse. Not only are you purposely harming them physically, but you are harming them mentally from putting them through early trauma. And to say it's normal when it's really not, it's just showing the fact of how severely brainwashed you are by this satanic system. Do you know for a fact what evil poisons are going into your children? How do you know for sure? Do you trust the man and the government to inject your children with mercury?
Are you sure
aborted
this isn't a troll?
fetuses and God knows what else?
Are you sure this isn't a troll?
This
dude, I honestly thought it was a troll as well. But honestly, go onto that Facebook page, read a couple of them.
It goes forever.
You'll still be questioning it.
Just keeps going.
You'll still be like, I don't know if she's legit or not.
Oh, jeez.
But what's even scarier as well is once in a while you read some of the comments and there are people that are like, you go, girl.
She's talking about the Illuminati as well. Oh my God. She's like, Cardi B exposing the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Yes. Everyone, that's your homework. Get on the Tequila Facebook page.
It is.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So that was interesting for me. I was highly entertained / disturbed. So sorry, that was me kind of segueing a little bit. What were we talking about? Logan Paul?
Logan Paul. I think we're done.
Celebrities are meth heads. News at 11.
Fuck.
Oh.
But to bring me back to the point where I was getting at, there are people that will, like, that is... Okay, I'm not going to question whether she actually is a born-again Christian or not, or whether she actually legitimately believes that, but I also think that that's a genuine call for attention, kind of a stay in the limelight. Because you get millions of people that are born-again Christians. They're just like, okay, I now understand this. And even if their views are that extreme,
most people don't.
They'll just be like, okay,
I'm going to do my thing.
The fact that it's like a couple of patterns I noticed there. Everyone's out to get me. I'm the only person that's good in this world. Everyone else is going to burn in hell. Like, that sounds like a personality complex.
So, yeah. So I've got my views on this. I'm not going to kind of try to assume anything, but I do think that it's a means of I want
staying
attention.
relevant.
Give me attention. I'm still around.
Yeah.
I may no longer be doing what I was doing before, but I'm still here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And just
Ride the crazy.
finding another means of staying in the limelight. And that happens all the time, and it's
Shit.
and fortunately / unfortunately, people thrive off that. Like,
Yeah.
people love that controversy, and that's why Logan Paul is
Yep.
a thing. That's
Yeah.
why Tequila is a thing. That's why
Yep.
even
That's why
after
she got popular in the first place.
Yeah.
She got like, some trashy reality TV shows and
Yep.
cashed in on that shit.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, cool.
But yeah, that's
So I think we're pretty much at time.
yeah.
So is there anything like recommendation / positivity corner we can do?
Okay.
Because
So
it's been kind of sad this episode.
so other than Altered Carbon, which everyone should absolutely watch.
That's my homework.
There's
Sorry.
actually
Watch Altered
guys,
Carbon now.
before you go in, there's something I really need to talk about, right?
Yes.
And that is the Analogue Super Nt,
Okay. What's
which
that?
is a SNES reproduction console.
Oh,
Right?
so it's a SNES.
It's a
yeah.
SNES, right?
Reproduction
But-
consoles. It makes
okay.
babies.
Let me
Reproduction. No, what it does is it's the thing that Nintendo made to birth SNES minis.
SNES minis.
Yeah. Just pop them out.
You're both disgusting. Where this differs, right? Stuff like the Retron is emulation based.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Which introduces lag, it introduces incompatibilities, that sort of
It's the
stuff.
same as a SNES Mini. It runs on emulators in the back end as well.
Yeah. But SNES Mini is more of a toy, basically.
But
right?
it's got preloaded emulators. It's still using the same
It's an
fundamental
emulator,
emulator functionality.
preloaded
Yeah.
ROMs. Yep.
Yes.
Where Analogue Super Nt differs is it's actually a customizable. That they're using a customizable integrated circuit called a field programmable gate array, or FPGA.
Okay.
Fancy.
Where basically it's a chip that pretends to be other chips because you can customize it.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah,
basically,
cool.
they've got an FPGA pretending to be a SNES.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
it's like
it's hardware level, right? It acts like a SNES. It even has like I was listening to an interview with the guy that built it.
shortcomings.
It's like it even has some of the bugs that the SNES has because
right.
certain games wouldn't run properly.
So
unless
Without those
if you want
bugs.
to buy, if you want to play your
SNES
your
carts.
so all of your original stuff, but you want to do it in like the purest kind of
Well,
reproduction, it would be going for this
Yeah,
product.
so it outputs over HDMI.
Oh,
right?
awesome! That's
So
fantastic.
It's a digital.
Does it scale? Does it do all that scaling
yeah,
stuff?
so it has options for scaling. You can like individually adjust like width and height.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
That's pretty
It
cool.
has like interpolation of pixels as well, so you don't get that weird like.
That's
thing
the
of
weirdest
effect.
issue that I always have hooking up my original Sega Mega Drive to my now flat screen
Yeah.
4K TV.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like
You
I
can
play.
you can play it in like
Hey, I've played it and it's fine, but it's also kind of shitty.
it
Yeah.
hurts
So
your
you
eyes.
do need that kind of like playing OG.
So-
Like OG stuff doesn't really work without a lot of other stuff.
So, in terms of like, if you were going to go out and you had to buy a SNES today to play your SNES games,
Yep.
right? So you'd buy a secondhand SNES in unknown like quality,
Yep.
right? You'd probably have to buy some sort of video upscaler, like a FrameMaster, like what we use for
Which is
recording,
pretty expensive in itself.
or an OSSC, which is a open source particular FrameMaster alternative,
Yep.
effectively, to even get like decent quality video out of it, right?
Yep.
And all that's probably going to set you back about $200+, especially for the FrameMaster. That's like $300 on
Yeah,
its own.
yeah.
right?
Well, yeah. It's usually you'd probably pick up the SNES for like $50 to $100.
Yeah, and those
And the FrameMaster is $200-300.
and those introduce their own input lag and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
This Super NT is $189.
So it's $200
Yep.
pretty much.
And you can just
you've got a SNES
run with
that
it.
hooks up to HDMI,
Cool.
and has
And
no
just-
inherent input lag
That's
other,
great.
other than what your TV may generate.
Which is what you would get normally in a normal
Yeah,
on a
system.
SNES.
exactly. So
That's cool.
it's really cool. Pre-orders are open now.
Okay, where would you get this? This
like
magical
online.
device.
So like you order it online and it arrives.
What, just through Amazon or like?
I'd order it through their site.
Oh, like so. This
They've got a site.
so
just Google
what's the name
Super
of it again?
NT.
Super NT.
Super NT. So
Okay.
NT Nintendo.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah.
Great. Awesome.
They also have like you may remember them actually. They were the ones that did the high quality aluminum chassis NES.
Oh yes, I do remember that.
So
yeah.
So that one's still available, but that's like $400.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas this one they've just gone, well, look,
Put something out.
we'll put something out.
Good
And
timing.
The thing is,
everyone's back into SNES games because the SNES Mini
Well, that's
has
the thing.
got everyone interested in
so the
playing their
NES,
collections
the
again.
NES that they released is the same sort of thing, FPGA. So it's all hardware based, but with that $400 price point, it's just not viable. You may as well just buy a regular NES.
Yep.
Right.
And upscale it and everything go with
but
it.
in this case, I would like, and the thing is as well is like early SNES are noticeably blurry compared to later SNESs. Like in general, because they use different hardware internally. Yep. This is the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Right. Even like the latest SNES has had issues with compatibility. So this one's based on the earlier SNES for the compatibility reasons. And
but quality
has the best quality.
So like I said, best of both worlds. I would highly recommend it. I'm considering getting one myself.
So,
and I'm not even a person.
So if you've got a good SNES collection that you want to play, because and the SNES Mini and the SNES Mini has some great games on it, but doesn't have exactly what you want to play, then maybe this is a good option.
If you want to play your original carts, and like you said, like if your games that you want to play aren't on the SNES Mini.
But let's say you get this, you'd still be able to get some new carts.
Yeah,
that would be
you'd be able to get new carts. There's a game that just came out for it, effectively. That's
kind of cool.
It's a new SNES game that came out, and they've released it with the. I think it actually comes with it.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, the point is.
Very quick question for you, Adam.
Yes.
Did you notice that he said aluminum instead of aluminium?
Yes, I did.
I've been watching.
What's going on, man?
I've been watching a lot of American.
What's happened to you, man?
I've also like
gonna call it out before the comments call it out.
I've also been saying like it's like the old thing where I used to say like Sega Genesis when it like it's
Mega Drive.
I just watch so much American stuff these days.
I'm just kidding around.
All good. So that would be my recommendation is like Altered Carbon for Netflix guys, and if you're looking for like a little SNES to play your old SNES games, Super Nt.
Check that out.
And Devilman.
Analog Super Nt.
Devilman's very short, so smash that out first.
Cool. Okay.
And then cry. And then watch Altered Carbon.
Okay, cool. All
right. For me, the one thing that I'm looking forward to, and Black Panther.
I haven't seen Black Panther yet, and I'm super keen.
Oh, it's not out here yet. It's out next week.
I've been seeing reviews for it, and I've been like,
this week when this
I
video
heard
goes out.
I haven't heard the full soundtrack yet, but they've been putting some songs out.
Yeah.
And the Kendrick Lamar one is just fucking awesome. I was like,
there's a Gambino song on there as well, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I watched a couple of the trailers, and there was a Gambino and a Kendrick Lamar piece. And
basically, the soundtrack got all of like called in a whole bunch of favors and got a whole bunch of black artists to do a fucking awesome album. And I was like,
everything about that movie just appeals to me right
awesome.
now. I am so
good.
keen to watch it.
It's great.
So goddamn keen. So yeah,
we'll have to get a viewing party together.
Yeah.
I don't know when. When's it? So it comes out this Thursday.
This coming Thursday.
This coming Thursday. Okay, I have to figure out my plans. I'm supposed to go rock climbing, but I might just go watch.
Leah, it's Valentine's Day on Wednesday. We're gonna go watch Black Panther instead.
Sweet, best wife ever. All right, cool.
Any other suggestions from you, Adam?
If you haven't gotten on the hype train of Monster Hunter Worlds, get on it. It's very fun. I've been playing that a lot. Also Dragon Ball FighterZ. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
Whether you like fighters or not.
I reckon I'll get into it.
RPG, solid RPG.
Yeah.
Good fun.
It introduces a few characters. Like I've just seen bits and pieces. I'm just like, I kind of like it, but I'm not sure.
There's more storyline. This is my first Monster Hunter game, so I don't really have much to base it off. But from what a lot of my diehard Monster Hunter friends have been telling me, that this has got the most storyline of any. I think it's because it's on like kind of a more powerful console. Because for a long time, I think they were on early PlayStations.
Yeah.
And then they switched over to Nintendo for ages. So they were on Wii, maybe one for Wii U as well, and a lot of some 3DS titles. And I think now they've gone PS4, Xbox One. They've been like, okay,
we've got the power.
We've got more power and more kind of capacity, so let's go nuts and have a fully fleshed out kind of thing rather than just the core gameplay. They've kind of expanded on. It's a lot of fun. If it's your jam, if you watch the trailer and go yes, then you will like it for sure. It's a lot of fun. So I recommend do that.
Good stuff. I think we can wrap it up there.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for those of you that have listened to this hour plus of us rambling like idiots.
About an hour too.
It's
really impossible for us to keep under an hour now. Hey,
yeah, we have a
lot
of shit to talk
There's
about.
so much controversy.
So much controversy
we can only cover.
by the next podcast, Logan Paul will release 3 more controversial
videos
videos.
for us to spend 2 hours talking about. Anyway, just very quickly, thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe, the usual shebang. Any sort of feedback you'd like to give us, jump onto Discord, comment in the YouTube videos, just any way you can
comment
talk
on
to
Facebook as well.
Please talk to us.
We do read Facebook as well.
Yes.
Yeah. We're pretty old.
But yeah, so we'll wrap it up there. Thanks a lot, guys.
Not Instagram.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.